Today I'm going to be doing basically a talk about my life. Not really a draw because I cannot draw or I don't even know. Anyway, we're going to start off when I was 5 years old. And here's my really bad idea of playing Little Alchemy. I'm not a scientist, but anyway, um, my mom and I she went to work at 9, came back at around 9, and she would sleep for the rest of the day. And then she'd go back to work at GM. You guys don't know what GM is? Basically, we make cars there. Yes. Anyway, my mom, she, after about a year later, my mom actually said, I'm done. She didn't really get to see me at all. So, yeah, it was, it was, it was pretty sad until that point when I didn't really get to see my mom at all. Anyway, past that depressing part, my mom actually, when she stopped her job, we didn't have enough money to really pay the bills. So we had to move in with my grandma for around 5 months ish. And yeah, so that happened, and she was on the unemployment thing, and yeah, basically that happened, and it was pretty bad as well. But the cool part was is that I got to live with my grandma, and I didn't really get to see my grandma. Well, right now I don't get to see my grandma a lot, but anyway, my and she also lived right next to my uncle Todd, my uncle, and we will get into him a little bit later into it. So my mom and we got our house back because my grandma was basically our landlord, and we didn't have enough money to pay her, and she gonna pay those bills. So we had to, put the house up for whatever you want to call it. I don't know what it's called, but anyway, my grandma paid us, got us some bills, and we moved back in. I was so excited to get back in our house, and yes. So now, we are. My mom was a pretty angry person at the time. She was very. She was just mad, okay? She didn't have a job. She didn't have really anything. We were still working. We couldn't really pay the bills as well, after the fact. But, things turned up when my mom got a job. Yay, my mom got a job. She worked at Family Video. It's like, yeah, you rent movies and games and stuff like that. And that's where she worked. She worked there as a manager for, I don't know. She actually worked there for, I'd say, 2 years ish. So I'm about 8 now. And my mom got robbed. As she was working Family Video at the night shift. Yeah, she got robbed with a sawed-off shotgun pointed at her skull, and the guy's telling him that if she doesn't give him the money, then I'm gonna blow your brains out. And that came straight from my mom. It was on the news as well. And yeah, when I went to school, my mom, everybody was talking about it. I was like, wait, isn't that your mom? Isn't that your mom? Yeah, it is my mom, and it was pretty hard for me, um, you know, going to school and just having to listen to all the kids talk about it, my old school. But speaking of old school, we moved, to Southwest Allen County. Uh, I'm gonna skip out some of the other part because it's really, really boring from the other standpoints. Because I was 9 when we moved to Southwest. It was around I was around 9 years old. So going into my uncle's story, my uncle was he got drunk a lot. he got arrested. About he got arrested a lot, okay? And it was mostly because of drugs and alcohol. And whenever my uncle got drunk, we had to take care of his kids, and it was pretty bad. Yeah, so we had to take care of his kids, my cousins, and we had to take care of them for a good time. The longest time we actually had to take care of them was 3 months. Yeah, so we took care of my cousins for a while because their mom is just batshit crazy, okay? Her name's Carrie. We'll get into her story a little bit later as well. I'm not really related to her at all. I think she's my aunt, I guess, technically. Yeah. Anyway, my uncle gets arrested a lot, but now he's done with that. He's really done with it. But my mom was still a very angry person, so she was still yelling at me all the time. She was still, hitting me, doing things like that. And later, she kicked me out of the house because I got a D on my test. So I went to my grandma's house, and my mom didn't let me back into the house. I kept knocking on the door, and she would just ignore me. And yeah, so that was a pretty sad time in my life. And yeah, so kind of want to get past that part because I think that brings everybody down if your own mom kicks you out of the house. So anyway, my uncle came and picked me up, and I went to my grandma's house. And I lived there for around 3 weeks to 4 weeks, and my mom came, picked me up, and that was a very awkward ride back, because when we moved to Southwest Island, where I am right now, it's around a 45-minute trip, so it was awkward, and it wasn't the best road trip either, and my mom was still a very angry person, so she would still, yell at me all the time, and then she'd start to, she'd start to use drugs. She started to use pain pills and stuff like that to cope with, her anger all the time. And this is because she doesn't have a job at all. No job, because she got robbed. She quit, and yeah, no job at all. She has to raise a kid by herself. And then my mom met my dad. My dad, I'm sorry guys, I'm not playing Little Alchemy at all, but, yeah, my dad, he was pretty cool, actually. They met at GM, but apparently they had no clue. The only reason my dad actually talked to my mom while she was a GM was because she was wearing a Cleveland Browns jacket. And my mom's from Medina, a small, very, very small, place right out of Cleveland. And my dad was from Cleveland, so they're both Cleveland Browns fans, and then they met, and then they started, they quit, talking to each other for a little bit, and then they got back together, and then they stopped, and they got back together, and it was very long. I don't even know how many times they had to leave. But every time my dad left, basically, I already knew they were coming back. I mean, I said that to my mom. My mom was like, no, I don't think we're coming back this time. And I went, Mom, don't even. Yes, you guys are. And that's how my mom and my dad got married. About a year later, after they started dating for, a while. Now, let's see. My aunt, like I said, how I was going to talk about her, she's crazy. She is a nutso person. We're still taking care of my cousins, and yeah, so it's about, I'd say 3 months from now, maybe 4 months, sorry about that, around 4 months from now, and, my aunt Carrie, she was on the back of a motorcycle with a guy that she met at the bar. They were both very, very drunk at the time. They were trying to outrun a train, And the train, basically, they are so lucky that they even lived. It hit the back of their tire. Okay, so it hit like the back of their tire, and they're on a motorcycle. So they're going fast. They're on a crotch rocket, alright? They're going fast. And they're trying to beat a train. It hits the back of their wheel. And she flies off, breaks her neck, arm, and leg. She's in the hospital. We have to take care of my cousins again, when they just now got to see their mom. Take care of my cousins again. And yeah, so that happened. Anyway, back about me. My mom was still very angry. The drugs didn't work. Taking unprescribed pills didn't really work at all. So, my mom was starting to hit me on a regular basis, and my dad actually, he really wasn't home at all ever, because he has his own business. He works for himself with his family, and he would usually stay at his office for almost 24/7, so I didn't really get to see my dad at all. Now, my mom started to hit me on a regular basis. It was very long until I decided that I felt like I should, commit suicide on Thanksgiving day, and at my own grandma's. Anyway, um, I did it. Of course, I mean I'm doing YouTube right now. I did it, and I'm happy about it. I ended up living a pretty good life. I was planning on hanging myself actually, and my dad actually came in. I told him about it. Don't ask me why I told him about it. I don't know, but he got me out of it. I'm so happy. He's awesome for it, and I love him very much. But anyway, past that, my mom stopped using pills and she went to rehab. Um, and I'm around 10 years old now, and yeah, so my mom's going through rehab now, and she not now, but 2 years ago, and my mom's going through rehab, and everything's fine. She doesn't relapse. She doesn't start doing drugs again. My dad is still working 24/7 at his office. Sometimes I went to go stay with him at his office, and we'd hang out and play some video games and stuff. So yes. Anyway, my mom, she was 20 billion quadrillion times better. Cannot ask for a better mom today. She's amazing. I love her. She is very strict though, but I'm proud of kind of her being strict, because I'm her only child, and I was actually a miracle baby. I wasn't even supposed to happen. She had a disease where I wasn't allowed. She couldn't have babies, so I was a miracle baby. Yay! So yeah. Now my mom is very very protective, and we're going to a new school. I don't like it. From this school, I met Sean Neville. We weren't the best of friends when we were in fourth grade. Fourth grade was it fourth grade when I went in to a boy elementary. We were not the best of friends at all. Like at all. We were not very good friends. And we actually argued a lot. I think we fought a few times. But Sean started to become awesome, and I started to become awesome, and we became friends. And around, I'd say 7th grade, so last year. 6th grade, we were not friends. I mean, we sat at the same lunch table, but, we were not the best of friends at all. But, past that, 7th grade, we both became awesome friends, and we're still friends right now. I'll actually post up a video, because I don't think you guys have actually seen Sean. And I will post up a video of us doing a vlog when we were doing ghillie suit stuff. Wait, no, I actually already posted that up. I'm smart. He's the really big one. Anyway, yeah, I think you guys know. who I'm talking about. Anyway, so it was around 6th grade-ish, I would say, and that's when I met Justice. Justice and I, we weren't, of course, the best of friends. We didn't really hang out in 6th grade at all. And, Sean, got kicked out of our lunch table because he gave one of my other friends, something. No. Yeah, something. I can't remember. He gave him some food, and, one of my other friends, which we are not friends now because he's a complete douche nozzle, his name's Adam Moya. He has his own YouTube channel. It's bad. Just don't. I might actually do a cringe video on it. Anyway, he took one of my cereal bars. I don't know, they sell these, like, cereal bars at lunch, and I bought one, and it was good, and he took it. I chased him around the whole lunchroom, and I ended up getting it back, and I tackled him onto the ground, and I got it back, and it was pretty amazing. Yeah, so I got that back, but I got in trouble, so I went to the principal's office, and yeah, that happened. Anyway, let's see, in 7th grade, that's about the time when I really met Justice. You know, he sat at our lunch table. It was around last year, because I just now got out of 7th grade. It's not 8th grade yet. We still have one more week, and we're gonna be doing some random stoofas, probably in school. So, yeah. Anyway, so, that's the time when we met. Justice and I, of course, we weren't friends, like, at all, until a few weeks later when we actually got to meet. We were hanging out, and, we became pretty good friends, and he is now probably one of my best friends that I, have ever met. He's really cool, loyal, and he does stuff, you know, he does ding-dong ditching, he does a whole bunch of crazy stuff that normal people probably wouldn't do, and of course, we are both not very normal. So, past, all of that, that's actually really my life story right there, but I have one more thing. My friend Trey, you saw him in that creepy video. I swear, bro, that was real. That was real. I don't know what it was. I promised you guys. I promised to God that thing was real. I don't know what it was. He did not step on anything at all. But I don't know. I have no clue. And anyway, Trey, you saw him in that one video, or that creepy video, and, yeah, he was like, "Hey guys, it's Trey from 1/3 of the Savage Squad." Yeah, you guys know who he is, and he tripped and fell, and it was pretty funny. And that was 100% real. That was actually really scary. But, yeah. So, Trey, we met. He actually lives right behind me. And, yeah, so I can go over to his house whenever I want. He lives right behind me. And now we hang out a lot. So, that's really my story, guys. If you guys did indeed enjoy this video, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, comment, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Stay savages.